I want you to know something important. You don't have to stay poor. The situation you're in right now doesn't have to be your reality forever. No matter where you are or how tough things seem, there's always a way to improve your life. What you're about to hear isn't about some quick fix or empty promises. It's about real, practical steps you can take today to start changing your life. You don't have to wait for a miracle or for things to get better on their own. You can create the life you want by taking simple actions right now that will set you on the path to success. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get out of the cycle of struggle, how to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and how to build a future that you can be proud of. It all starts with believing in your own potential and taking action today. Let's dive in and show you how to make that happen. Number 1, the power of starting today. You don't have to stay where you are. Whatever your situation is right now, it's not permanent. You can change it. And the best part is you can start right now. Today can be the day everything begins to shift. Think about it, today is all you've got. Yesterday, it's over. You can't go back and redo it. Tomorrow, it's not guaranteed. But today is in your hands, and you have the power to take that first step toward the life you want. You don't need to know every step of the journey to start. You just need to take one small action. It doesn't matter how big or small that action is. What matters is that you begin. Because once you take that first step, momentum starts to build. Action creates energy, and energy creates results. I've talked to so many people who tell me they're waiting for the right moment to begin. They say they'll start when they're ready or when the timing is perfect. Let me share something with you. There's no such thing as the perfect moment. Life doesn't pause and wait for you to feel ready. Opportunities come and go, and if you don't grab them, they'll pass you by. Starting today means deciding not to wait anymore. It's about understanding that waiting only delays your dreams. The perfect moment isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. And you create it by acting now, not later. Imagine if you started today, even with just a small step. Let's say you want to get healthier. You don't have to run a marathon today. You don't have to give up every unhealthy habit all at once. Maybe you just go for a short walk. Maybe you choose water instead of soda at lunch. Those small actions might not feel like much in the moment, but they add up over time. Here's the beauty of starting today. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. Even the smallest action can make you feel like you're moving forward. And that feeling, it's contagious. Once you see progress, you'll want more. You'll feel motivated to keep going. Let me tell you a story. There was a man I met who was struggling financially. He felt trapped and didn't know how to get out of it. I asked him, what can you do today to take one step forward? He thought about it and decided to start by writing down every dollar he spent. That one small step helped him see where his money was going. From there, he made a budget, started saving, and eventually paid off his debts. It all started with that one small decision to take action today. He didn't solve everything in one day, but he created momentum. And that's the key. The truth is, taking the first step can be scary. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by everything you need to do. But here's what you need to remember. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just focus on what you can do today. Maybe you've been putting off learning a new skill because it feels too big to tackle. Start by spending just 15 minutes researching it. Maybe you've been wanting to save money but feel like you can't afford to. Start by setting aside $1. It's not about how much you do, it's about doing something. When you start today, you also send a powerful message to yourself. You're telling yourself, I'm worth it. My goals matter. My future matters. That simple act of starting builds confidence. It shows you that you're capable of taking control of your life. Now, let's talk about what happens when you don't start. If you keep putting it off, where will you be a year from now? Probably in the same place, or maybe even worse. Time doesn't wait. The longer you delay, the harder it becomes to take action. But here's the good news: you don't have to stay stuck. The moment you decide to start, you're already breaking free from the cycle of procrastination. You're taking control of your time, your energy, and your future. Think about this for a second. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you started today. Picture yourself healthier, happier, more successful. That version of you is possible, but it depends on what you do right now. You might feel like you don't have the time to start today. Maybe you've got a busy schedule, or you feel overwhelmed by everything on your plate. But here's the thing: starting doesn't have to take hours. Even 5 or 10 minutes can make a difference. It's about prioritizing what matters and making it happen. If you want a better future, you have to create it. No one else is going to do it for you. You can't wait for someone to come along and fix your problems or hand you opportunities. You have to take charge. So here's my challenge to you. What's one thing you can do today to move closer to your goals? Just one thing. Write it down and then do it. Don't overthink it. Don't let fear or doubt stop you. Just take action. Remember, you don't have to stay where you are. You have the power to change your life, and it starts with a single step. Make today the day you look back on and say, that's when everything changed for me. You can do it. Start now. Number 2, your current situation is not your final destination. Where you are right now does not define where you're going to end up. Whatever situation you're in, whether it's tough, frustrating, or even heartbreaking, it's not the end of your story. You have the power to rewrite your future starting today. Life has this way of making us feel stuck sometimes. Maybe it's a job that doesn't excite you anymore. Maybe it's financial trouble that feels impossible to overcome. Or maybe it's just this overwhelming feeling of being lost, unsure of what to do next. But here's the truth: where you are right now is only a chapter, not the whole book. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen someone rise above the toughest situations and come out stronger? We all know stories of people who grew up in poverty and went on to build successful lives. Or those who faced health challenges and somehow turned things around. What's the difference between those people and others who stay stuck? It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's the decision to believe that their current situation wasn't their final destination. You've got to believe that too. It doesn't matter if things aren't great right now. What matters is what you do with what you have. If you don't like where you're at, start making changes, no matter how small. It might feel slow at first, but small changes add up to big results over time. One of the most dangerous things you can do is accept the idea that where you are is where you'll always be. That kind of thinking keeps you stuck. It makes you stop trying, stop dreaming, and stop believing that things can get better. And when you stop believing, you stop taking action. Here's the thing about action: it doesn't have to be perfect. And it doesn't have to be big. It just has to happen. If you're unhappy with your job, start looking for opportunities to learn new skills. If money is tight, look for ways to cut back or earn a little extra on the side. If you're feeling stuck emotionally, talk to someone who can help or start journaling to understand what's holding you back. The point is, you have options. No matter how bad things seem, there's always something you can do to move forward. It might not fix everything overnight, but it's a step. And every step you take brings you closer to a better place. Sometimes, people tell me they can't see a way out of their current situation. They feel trapped by circumstances they think are beyond their control. And I tell them this: your circumstances might be tough, but they don't have to define you. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. Think about it. 2 people can face the same challenge, but one will rise above it while the other stays stuck. Why? Because one chooses to believe that they can do something about it. And when you believe you can do something, you start looking for solutions. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. It's not always easy to keep that belief alive, especially when things aren't going well. But that's where mindset comes in. You have to remind yourself every day that your current situation is temporary. It's a moment in time, not a life sentence. Let's say you're struggling financially. It might feel like there's no way out. But what if you started looking at your skills and figuring out how to use them in new ways? Maybe you can offer a service, sell something you don't need anymore, or learn something new that can help you earn more. It's not about making a giant leap, it's about taking a small step. Or maybe you're stuck in a job you don't love. You might feel like you're wasting your time. But what if you used your evenings or weekends to learn something new? Take a course, read books, or connect with people who can help you get where you want to go. It might not change your life overnight, but it will open doors you didn't even know existed. Sometimes we get so focused on what's wrong in our lives that we forget what's possible. But the truth is, there's always a way forward. You just have to be willing to look for it and take the steps, even when they're hard or uncomfortable. And let me tell you this, your past doesn't have to define your future either. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've failed before. So what? Every successful person has a story of failure and struggle. What sets them apart is their ability to move forward anyway. You have the same ability. You have the power to change the direction of your life at any moment. It starts with a decision to stop letting your current situation hold you back and start taking steps toward where you want to be. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know if I can do this, let me tell you, yes, you can. You are capable of so much more than you think. Your current situation is not your final destination. You've got what it takes to move forward. And it all starts with a single step. Don't wait for things to change on their own. Don't wait for someone else to come along and fix everything for you. Take control. Decide today that you're not going to stay stuck. Decide today that you're going to do whatever it takes to move closer to the life you deserve. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. And when you look back someday, you'll be able to say, that was the moment I decided to change my life. That moment can be today. Make it happen. Number 3, decisions shape your destiny. Your life is the sum of your choices. Think about that for a moment. Every decision you make, no matter how small, has the power to shape the path you walk. The way you spend your time, the people you surround yourself with, the habits you build, all of it adds up to the life you're living right now. And here's the good news: if you don't like where you're headed, you can change direction. It starts with the choices you make today. Life isn't something that just happens to you. You're not a passenger sitting back and letting someone else take the wheel. You're the one driving. Sure, there will be bumps in the road, maybe even detours you didn't expect, but the road is ultimately up to you. The decisions you make every single day set the course for where you'll end up. That's why it's so important to be intentional with your choices. Take a moment and ask yourself, where am I heading right now? Not where you hope to be, but where you're actually going based on the decisions you've been making. If you keep doing what you're doing today, will you end up where you want to be in 5 years? If the answer is no, then it's time to make some changes. Sometimes people think that big, life-changing decisions are the only ones that matter. But that's not true. It's the small, everyday choices that build the foundation of your future. The decision to get up a little earlier and work on your goals. The decision to save instead of spending. The decision to read a book that teaches you something new instead of scrolling on your phone. These might seem like small things, but over time they add up to something big. It's easy to get caught up in the moment and choose what feels good right now over what's good for you long term. That's human nature. But if you want to create a life you're proud of, you've got to think beyond today. You've got to ask yourself, is this decision moving me closer to the person I want to become or further away? And let's talk about fear for a moment, because fear plays a huge role in the decisions we make. How many times have you avoided doing something because you were afraid of failing or afraid of what people might think? Fear is sneaky like that. It can make you stay in a situation that's not good for you because it feels safer than stepping into the unknown. But let me tell you something, avoiding decisions out of fear is still a decision. And it's one that often keeps you stuck. The truth is, every decision comes with some level of uncertainty. There's always a chance things won't work out the way you hoped. But there's also a chance they will. And the only way to find out is to take that step, to make that choice, even if it feels uncomfortable. Growth and progress don't happen in your comfort zone. Think about the people you admire, the ones who've achieved things you dream of. Do you think they got there by playing it safe? Of course not. They took risks, they made tough choices. They probably failed a few times along the way, but they kept going. That's the kind of mindset you need to adopt. Let's talk about responsibility, because this is where it gets real. You have to take ownership of your decisions. It's easy to blame circumstances or other people for where you are in life. But the moment you do that, you give away your power. When you take responsibility for your choices, you take control of your life. You realize that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. Start small if you need to. You don't have to make huge, sweeping changes all at once. Begin by identifying one area of your life where you know you need to make better decisions. Maybe it's your health, your finances, your relationships, or your personal growth. Focus on that one area and commit to making choices that align with the life you want to build. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Nobody gets it right all the time. What matters is that you learn from your mistakes and use them as stepping stones to move forward. Every wrong turn teaches you something valuable. It's all part of the journey. The decisions you make today will determine the opportunities you have tomorrow. If you want to see progress, you've got to make decisions that push you closer to your goals, even when it's hard. Sacrifice some comfort today for a better future. Say no to distractions so you can focus on what really matters. Prioritize growth over convenience. One of the best decisions you can make is to surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. The people you spend time with influence your mindset and ultimately your decisions. If you're around people who are always negative or unmotivated, it's going to rub off on you. But if you spend time with people who are driven, positive, and supportive, they'll lift you up and help you stay on track. So what's the next decision you need to make? What's one choice you can make today that will bring you closer to the life you want? It doesn't have to be a big decision, but it does need to be intentional. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. They don't exist. Start where you are with what you have. The road ahead is shaped by the choices you make. Choose wisely. Choose intentionally. And remember, every decision, no matter how small, is a step toward your destiny. Make it count. Number 4, the importance of learning and growing. The secret to a better life lies in one simple truth: you don't have to stay the same. You can grow, you can change, and you can learn. No matter where you are right now, no matter how far you feel from your goals, you have the power to transform your life through learning and growth. Every day is an opportunity to become a little bit better than you were yesterday. Think about this: the world is constantly moving forward, evolving and changing. If you're not learning, if you're not growing, then you're staying still while everything else moves on. And staying still can feel like falling behind. But here's the good news: you're not stuck. You can choose to grow, and it starts with a decision to open your mind and commit to learning. Learning isn't just about sitting in a classroom or reading a book, though those are great places to start. Learning is about being curious, asking questions, and seeking out new ideas. It's about looking at the world around you and asking, what can I take from this? How can I use this to improve my life? Think about the skills you have right now. The job you do, the hobbies you enjoy, the way you communicate with others, all of that is the result of learning. At some point, you didn't know how to do those things, but you learned, you practiced, and now they're a part of who you are. Imagine what else you could achieve if you approached every area of your life with that same mindset. One of the greatest things about learning is that it never runs out. There's always more to discover, more to explore, and more to achieve. But you have to be willing to put in the effort. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It takes intention, time, and consistency. You've got to make learning a priority, even when it's not convenient. Let's talk about the value of reading. A book is like a mentor that you can carry in your hands. Someone has spent years of their life gathering knowledge, learning lessons, and putting them into words, and you have the chance to absorb all of that in a matter of hours. Think about the advantage that gives you. Whether it's a book on personal development, finance, health, or relationships, every page can offer you something that pushes you closer to the life you want. But learning doesn't stop with books. Life itself is one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have, if you're willing to pay attention. Every experience, every challenge, every success or failure, it's all teaching you something. The question is, are you listening? Are you looking for the lessons in your everyday life? Some people go through the same struggles over and over because they never stop to ask, what can I learn from this? Don't let that be you. Take the time to reflect on your experiences. What worked, what didn't? What can you do differently next time? That's how you turn mistakes into growth. And let's not forget the power of learning from others. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. There are people out there who have already walked the path you're on, who faced the same challenges and come out stronger. Seek them out. Listen to their stories, ask for their advice, and apply what resonates with you. But here's the key, don't just learn for the sake of learning. Learning should lead to action. It's not enough to gather knowledge if you're not going to use it. The whole point of learning is to apply what you've learned to your life, to let it shape your decisions and guide your actions. That's where growth happens. Sometimes growth can be uncomfortable. It might mean stepping outside your comfort zone or admitting that you don't know everything. It might mean trying something new and risking failure. But that's okay. Growth isn't supposed to be easy, it's supposed to challenge you, to push you, and to make you stronger. Imagine the person you could become if you committed to learning and growing every day. Not just for a week or a month, but for a lifetime. What kind of skills could you develop? What kind of opportunities could you create? What kind of impact could you have on the people around you? The possibilities are endless, but it starts with you. It starts with your decision to embrace growth, to be curious, and to never stop learning. Don't settle for who you are today when you have the potential to be so much more. And remember, growth isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about moving forward, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, because every step forward is a step toward a better version of yourself. So take a look at your life right now. Where do you want to grow? What do you want to learn? What skills, knowledge, or habits will help you get closer to your goals? Start there. Make a plan, take action, and don't stop. Your life can change in ways you can't even imagine, but it all starts with a commitment to learning and growing. The journey might not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. And one day you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep growing. Number 5. The value of taking responsibility. You hold the power to change your life. That's the truth, and it's both exciting and challenging. The moment you take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going, everything changes. Responsibility is the foundation of real success because it gives you control over your life. It's about owning your choices, your actions, and your results, no matter what. Now, let's be honest, taking responsibility isn't always easy. It means you can't blame other people, circumstances, or bad luck for your situation. It means looking in the mirror and admitting, this is on me. That's tough, but it's also freeing. When you stop giving away your power by blaming others, you start taking back control. Think about it. If you blame someone else for your problems, you're saying they have the power to control your life. But when you take responsibility, you're saying, I'm in charge here. I get to decide how this story plays out. That's where the real power lies. Responsibility doesn't mean beating yourself up for past mistakes. It's not about feeling guilty or ashamed. It's about learning from those mistakes and choosing to do better moving forward. Everyone stumbles. Everyone has moments they wish they could take back. But the people who grow, the people who succeed, are the ones who take responsibility for those moments and use them as stepping stones. Let's talk about excuses for a moment. We've all made them. I don't have enough time, I didn't get the right opportunities, it's not my fault. Excuses feel comforting because they take the pressure off. But they also take away your power. Every time you make an excuse, you're giving up a little bit of control over your life. Instead of making excuses, try asking yourself, what can I do differently? That one question shifts your mindset from helplessness to action. It reminds you that you're not stuck, that you have options, and that you can take steps to improve your situation. Taking responsibility isn't just about the big things. It's also about the little choices you make every day. The choice to get out of bed early or hit snooze. The choice to spend your time learning something new or scrolling through your phone. The choice to save money or spend it on something you don't really need. Every choice you make is a small act of taking responsibility for your life. Now, some people might think that taking responsibility means you have to do everything alone. That's not true. Part of being responsible is knowing when to ask for help. It's about recognizing that you don't have all the answers and that seeking guidance is a smart move. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you're perfect, it means you're committed to growth. Think about the areas of your life where you might be avoiding responsibility. Maybe it's your finances, your health, your relationships, or your career. Ask yourself, what can I do today to take ownership of this part of my life? It doesn't have to be a huge step. Even a small action, like creating a budget, having an honest conversation, or setting a goal, can make a big difference over time. When you take responsibility, you set an example for the people around you. You show them what it looks like to own your life, to face challenges head on, and to keep moving forward. Your actions inspire others to do the same. That's a powerful thing. And let's not forget the freedom that comes with responsibility. When you take ownership of your life, you're no longer at the mercy of external forces. You don't have to wait for someone else to fix things for you. You get to decide how to handle problems, how to move forward, and how to create the life you want. That's real freedom. Responsibility is a gift, even if it doesn't always feel like one. It's the key to unlocking your potential and creating a life you're proud of. But it's up to you to accept that gift and use it. If you're waiting for someone to come along and save you, stop waiting. You are the hero of your story. You have everything you need to take responsibility for your life and make it better. It won't always be easy, and it won't happen overnight. But every step you take will bring you closer to the life you want. The best time to take responsibility is right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Start where you are, with what you have, and commit to doing the best you can. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve when you decide to take control of your life. Remember, responsibility isn't a burden, it's an opportunity. It's your chance to step into your power, to shape your destiny, and to create a life you love. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Because when you take responsibility, you're not just changing your life, you're becoming the person you were meant to be. So take that first step today. Own your choices, take control of your actions, and commit to creating a better future for yourself. You've got this. Your life is waiting for you to take charge, so go ahead and do it. Number 6, identify and use your gift. There's something special about you, something unique that no one else in this world can bring. You have a gift, a talent, a skill, or a perspective that's completely your own. The sooner you recognize it, the sooner you can use it to create the life you've always dreamed of. You were not put here to just get by, you were put here to make an impact, to leave your mark, and to live a life full of meaning. Sometimes it's hard to see our own gifts. We compare ourselves to others thinking, I'm not as talented, I'm not as smart. or I'm not as creative. But here's the thing, your gift doesn't have to look like someone else's. It doesn't have to be flashy or grand. It just has to be yours. Maybe you're great at solving problems, making people laugh, or bringing others together. Maybe you're good with numbers, words, or ideas. Whatever it is, it's valuable, and it's waiting for you to recognize it. The first step is to start looking inward. Ask yourself, what do I love to do? What comes naturally to me? What do people always come to me for? The answers to these questions often point to your gift. Think back to moments when you felt completely alive, when time seemed to fly by because you were so engaged in what you were doing. Those moments hold clues to what you're meant to do. Sometimes your gift is something you've been doing all your life, but you've never stopped to appreciate it. Maybe you've brushed it off as just something I do or thought it wasn't important. But let me tell you, the things that feel natural to you, the things you do without even thinking, can often be your greatest strengths. Now, identifying your gift is only the beginning. Once you know what it is, you have to use it. A gift left unused is like a treasure locked away. It doesn't benefit anyone, not even you. Your gift is meant to be shared. It's meant to serve others, to solve problems, to bring joy, or to create something meaningful. Using your gift takes courage. It might mean stepping out of your comfort zone, trying something new, or putting yourself out there in ways you haven't before. That can be scary, but it's also where growth happens. Every time you use your gift, you get better at it. Every time you share it, you create opportunities not just for yourself, but for others too. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission to use your gift. You don't need a title, a degree, or anyone's approval to start. You just need to believe in yourself and take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it won't be perfect. And that's okay. The important thing is to start. Remember, your gift isn't just about what you do, it's also about how you make people feel. Maybe your gift is kindness, empathy, or encouragement. Maybe it's your ability to see the good in others or to inspire them to be their best. These gifts might not always be obvious, but they're incredibly powerful. Don't underestimate them. As you start using your gift, you'll notice something amazing. You'll feel more fulfilled, more energized, and more alive. That's because you're doing what you were meant to do. You're aligning your life with your purpose. And when you do that, everything starts to fall into place. Your gift can also open doors you never even knew existed. When you put your talent to work, opportunities start to come your way. People notice when someone is passionate and committed, and they want to be a part of that energy. Whether it's a new job, a partnership, or a chance to make a difference, using your gift creates possibilities. Now, you might be thinking, what if my gift isn't enough? What if it doesn't lead to success? Let me tell you, your gift is more than enough. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to look like anyone else's. What matters is that you use it consistently and with intention. Success isn't about being the best, it's about making progress and creating value. If you're still not sure what your gift is, don't worry. Keep exploring. Try new things, take on challenges, and pay attention to what feels right. Talk to the people who know you best and ask them what they see in you. Sometimes it takes a little time and effort to uncover your gift, but it's always worth it. And once you've found it, don't keep it to yourself. Share it freely. Teach others, inspire them, and help them see their own potential. Your gift has the power to change lives, including your own. When you use it to serve others, you create a ripple effect that can reach far beyond what you imagine. The world needs what you have to offer. There's someone out there who can only be helped by your unique gift, your unique perspective, and your unique way of doing things. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Step into your gift, own it, and let it shine. Every day is a new opportunity to use your gift. Don't wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time doesn't exist. Start now, right where you are with what you have. Take small steps if you need to, but keep moving forward. You are here for a reason, and your gift is part of that reason. Embrace it, nurture it, and let it guide you. Because when you live in alignment with your gift, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. And that's what life is all about. Number 7, face and overcome fear. The biggest thing that stands between you and the life you want is fear. Fear has a way of sneaking into your mind, planting doubts and making you question yourself. It holds you back, keeps you from taking action, and convinces you to play it safe. But here's the truth: fear is not something to be afraid of. Fear is something to face. And when you do, that's when you'll realize how much power you actually have. You see, fear doesn't control you unless you let it. It doesn't have to dictate your decisions or stop you from moving forward. Fear is just a feeling, a natural reaction to stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's the voice in your head that says, what if I fail, or what if I mess up? But the thing is, failing is part of the process. Messing up is part of the journey. It's how you learn, grow, and get better. If you let fear control your decisions, you'll never grow. You'll stay stuck, never trying anything new, never pushing yourself to be better. Fear will keep you right where you are, playing small and settling for less than you deserve. But when you face that fear, when you take a step forward despite it, you open up a world of possibilities. It's not easy, I know. Fear feels real. It feels powerful. But let's put it into perspective for a moment. Think about something you're afraid of, something that has held you back in the past. Maybe it's speaking in front of others, starting a new business, or taking a leap of faith in your personal life. Now, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Most of the time, the worst thing that could happen is that you fail or make a mistake. But let's be honest, failure isn't the end of the world. Failure is just feedback. It's a chance to learn, adjust, and try again. The fear of failure is often worse than the failure itself. You build up this huge wall in your mind, thinking that failure will be catastrophic, when in reality it's just a stepping stone to success. Every successful person you know has failed along the way. They've made mistakes, stumbled, and fallen. But they kept going. They didn't let fear stop them. And that's what you have to do too. One of the most powerful things you can do to overcome fear is to take action. You might not have all the answers, and you might not know exactly what the outcome will be, but that's okay. Just start. Start small if you need to. Take that first step. The more you face your fears and take action, the less power fear will have over you. It starts to lose its grip the more you push through it. Here's the thing about fear: it's often about the unknown. You fear what you don't understand. You fear what you can't predict. But when you take action, you start to gain experience, and with experience comes clarity. The unknown doesn't seem so scary anymore. You realize that the things you were afraid of weren't as big or as dangerous as they seemed in your mind. Think about the times in your life when you faced fear and come out on the other side. Maybe it was something big, like a career change or moving to a new city. Or maybe it was something smaller, like asking for a raise or standing up for yourself in a tough conversation. Whatever it was, you survived. You faced the fear and you kept going. You didn't let it control you. That's the power you have within you. You've already faced fears and overcome them. Now it's time to face the bigger ones. It's time to push through the ones that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. Because when you do, when you push through that fear, you'll discover a version of yourself that you never knew existed. You'll tap into a strength and resilience that will carry you through any challenge that comes your way. But let me tell you this: facing fear doesn't mean you won't feel scared. You will. That's normal. Feeling fear is part of the process. It's a sign that you're doing something outside of your comfort zone, and that's where growth happens. The key is to feel the fear and do it anyway. Don't let the fear stop you. Don't let it keep you stuck. You can't let fear control your life. And don't think that fear will ever completely go away. As you grow, as you take on bigger challenges, new fears will appear. But each time you face them, you'll get stronger. You'll get better at handling them. Fear becomes less of an obstacle and more of a companion. Something that shows up to remind you that you're pushing your limits, that you're growing. Another important thing to remember is that fear often comes from uncertainty. The unknown is uncomfortable, and your mind fills that space with worst-case scenarios. But what if, instead of thinking about all the things that could go wrong, you focus on all the things that could go right? What if you started to see fear as a sign that you're on the right track, that you're doing something that matters, that you're moving toward your goals? It's time to shift your mindset. Instead of running from fear, face it head on. Look it in the eye and say, I'm not afraid of you. I'm moving forward anyway, because every time you do that, every time you push through the fear, you get one step closer to the life you want. You get one step closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. So what will it be? Will you let fear hold you back? Or will you take control of your life and face it head on? The choice is yours. But know this: if you decide to face fear, to take action despite it, you will come out stronger, more confident, and more capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your challenge. And once you face it, you'll realize that the only thing standing between you and your dreams was never fear itself. It was your decision to let it control you. It's time to take back that control. Face your fears, take action, and watch your life change in ways you never imagined. Number 8. The simple steps to build wealth. The path to building wealth is not complicated, but it does require discipline, consistency, and a shift in mindset. You don't need to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth or have access to insider secrets. What you need is the right approach, a commitment to learning, and the ability to take consistent action. Let me tell you, if you commit to following these simple steps, wealth is not just a dream, it becomes your reality. You don't have to be rich right now to start. You can begin with what you have where you are. The most important step is to begin, and that's the beauty of it. Wealth doesn't require a massive starting point. It requires a willingness to learn, to grow, and to put in the work. A small step, taken consistently, can lead you down the path to financial freedom. Let's start with the first principle: living below your means. It might sound simple, but it's a game changer. Too many people live paycheck to paycheck, constantly spending more than they earn. They buy things they don't need to impress people they don't even like. The key to wealth is not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Learning to live below your means means being disciplined with your spending and making choices that prioritize your future over temporary pleasures. Now, I know that may sound tough, but think about it. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about making smarter choices. Instead of buying that latest gadget or splurging on unnecessary things, think about how you can invest in something that will pay you back in the future. Maybe it's investing in your education, starting a side hustle, or putting that money into savings or stocks. Every dollar you save is a dollar that's working for you instead of being spent on things that don't add value to your life. Second, you need to develop the habit of saving and investing. This is the cornerstone of building wealth. Saving alone won't make you rich, but it's a crucial first step. Start by setting aside a portion of your income every single month, even if it's small at first. The goal is to make saving and investing a non-negotiable part of your routine. Make it automatic. Have a portion of your paycheck automatically transferred into savings or investments. Don't wait until the end of the month to see what's left over. Make saving a priority. But saving alone won't get you to wealth. You need to take those savings and invest them wisely. It doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't have to be a stock market expert to start. Begin by learning about different investment options. Start small. You can invest in stocks, bonds, real estate, or even in your own skills and knowledge. The key is to understand that wealth grows through investment, not by hoarding cash. The next step is growing your skills and increasing your value. Wealth is not just about money, it's about the value you bring to the marketplace. The more you can offer, the more you will be paid in return. This is where learning comes in. You need to constantly improve yourself, both professionally and personally. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by staying stagnant. They got there by constantly learning, growing, and adapting. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, learning new skills, or getting a mentor, investing in yourself is one of the best decisions you can make. The more valuable you are to others, the more money you can command. So don't just rely on your current job or skills. Look for ways to improve, expand, and diversify. The more value you provide, the more opportunities for wealth will come your way. Another important step is to create multiple streams of income. It's no longer enough to rely on one paycheck, especially if you're looking to build wealth. The wealthiest people have multiple sources of income. Maybe you start with a side job or a small business. Maybe you invest in rental properties or stocks. The idea is that when you have more than one income stream, you reduce your financial risk and you accelerate the path to wealth. Now, don't get me wrong. Building multiple streams of income takes time and effort, but it's worth it. When you depend on one source of income, you're vulnerable. But when you have several ways to make money, you're not as reliant on any one thing. This gives you more freedom and more opportunities to build wealth faster. Let's talk about being patient and staying the course. Wealth doesn't happen overnight, and it's easy to get discouraged when things aren't moving as fast as you'd like. But understand this wealth building is a long-term game. It takes time to save, invest, and grow your money. There will be setbacks and there will be times when things don't seem to be progressing. But don't get discouraged. Stay committed. Keep your eye on the prize and trust the process. The magic happens when you stay the course and don't give up. Also, surround yourself with the right people. You can't build wealth on your own. You need a community of like-minded individuals who can encourage you, support you, and challenge you to be better. Find mentors who have already achieved the kind of success you want. Learn from them. Ask questions and model their behavior. The people you surround yourself with will shape your mindset and your actions, so choose wisely. And let's not forget about generosity. Giving back is an important part of wealth building. When you give, you open up your life to receive. It's not just about money, it's about sharing your time, your knowledge, and your resources. Being generous creates a cycle of abundance. The more you give, the more you'll receive in return, both materially and spiritually. So don't hold on to your wealth too tightly, be open to giving, and watch how it multiplies. Lastly, you have to take responsibility for your financial future. Building wealth is a personal journey, and no one is going to do it for you. You have to take ownership of your decisions, your actions, and your results. Stop blaming your circumstances or the economy. The power is in your hands. You are in control of your financial future, and that starts with making the right choices today. If you follow these simple steps, living below your means, saving and investing, increasing your value, creating multiple income streams, being patient, surrounding yourself with the right people, giving back, and taking responsibility, you will build wealth. It's not about making a huge salary or inheriting money. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every day. Wealth is a journey, and it starts with one simple step: deciding that you're going to take control of your financial future and build the life you deserve. Number 9, the role of hard work and discipline. You know, if you want to build the kind of life you've always dreamed of, it's not going to happen by sitting back and hoping for a miracle. It's going to take hard work, and it's going to take discipline. The world doesn't hand out success on a silver platter, and if you think it's just going to fall into your lap, you're in for a rude awakening. But don't worry, because the good news is this: hard work and discipline can get you there. Hard work isn't a guarantee that everything will go perfectly, but it certainly gives you a much better shot at it. When you're willing to roll up your sleeves, put in the effort, and do what it takes, even when it's tough, you're creating the foundation for success. The journey to success is rarely a straight path. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and days when it feels like you're not making any progress. But that's exactly when hard work matters the most. You see, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to who is willing to put in the work. It's not about working harder than everyone else, it's about being consistent. It's about showing up, day after day, no matter what. It's about doing the small things that others might overlook, the things that add up over time and make all the difference. The truth is, hard work compounds. It builds momentum. And with time, it leads to results. But hard work alone isn't enough. You've also got to have discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals, even when you'd rather be doing something else. It's the commitment to do what needs to be done, even when the motivation is low or when it feels like no one is watching. Motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you going. Without discipline, you'll fall off track when things get tough. But when you're disciplined, you push through the tough times and keep working toward your goal, no matter how long it takes. And that's the key, isn't it? Consistency and discipline go hand in hand. It's about doing the right things over and over, day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the choice to stick to your commitments, even when the world is telling you to take the easy way out. Discipline isn't easy. It's a muscle you have to build and strengthen over time. But the more you practice it, the stronger it gets and the more results you'll see in your life. I want you to think about something. Think about someone you admire, someone who has accomplished something great. Maybe it's a business person, an athlete, or even a public figure. What do they all have in common? It's not just that they're talented. It's that they worked hard for years, showing up every day, putting in the time and staying disciplined. Talent alone doesn't get you far. It's the hard work and discipline behind that talent that make all the difference. Hard work is also about making sacrifices. It's about putting in the time and effort, even when it's not convenient. It's about saying no to short-term pleasures in exchange for long-term success. Maybe it's missing out on a night out with friends to stay home and work on a project. Maybe it's skipping the extra hour of sleep to get up early and get ahead. Sacrifices like this may not seem like a big deal in the moment, but when you look back, you'll see they add up to something huge. Those sacrifices are what separate the ones who make it and the ones who don't. And here's something else I want you to understand. Discipline isn't just about working hard. It's also about doing the right things with your time. You can work hard at the wrong things, and all that effort will go to waste. Discipline is about staying focused on what really matters. It's about prioritizing your goals and not getting distracted by things that won't bring you closer to your dreams. For example, maybe you're trying to build a business. You could spend all day answering emails, handling administrative tasks, or scrolling through social media. But that's not where the real work is. The real work is in making decisions, taking action, and focusing on the tasks that are going to bring in results. And that takes discipline. It takes the ability to say no to the easy distractions and say yes to the work that really matters. You know, I've heard it said that success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. It's a catchy phrase, but it's true. The ability to keep going when it's hard, to keep working when you're tired, and to keep pushing when you don't feel like it, that's where the magic happens. That's what separates the winners from the rest. Now, I want you to take a moment and really think about this. What would happen in your life if you gave 100% to your work? What would happen if you stopped making excuses, stopped blaming circumstances, and took full responsibility for your success? What would happen if you decided to put in the work day after day, no matter what? If you're willing to do that, you will succeed. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen. Hard work and discipline will pay off. They always do. But you've got to stay in the game long enough for it to work. So many people give up too soon. They try something for a little while, and when they don't see immediate results, they quit. The ones who succeed are the ones who stick with it long enough to see the rewards. They don't give up because of a rough patch, a slow month, or a tough week. They know that success is a long-term commitment, and they're willing to put in the time. And here's the truth: if you work hard and stay disciplined, you'll not only achieve your goals, you'll create a life that you love. You'll look back and realize that all those sacrifices, all that hard work, all that discipline, it was worth it. And what's even better is that you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you did it. You didn't wait for someone else to hand you success. You didn't expect it to come easy. You worked for it, and you earned it. The road to success may be tough, but it's also incredibly rewarding. And the good news is, you don't have to do it alone. There's support all around you. There are people who want to see you succeed, and they'll help you along the way. But you've got to take the first step. You've got to put in the work and stay disciplined. That's the real key to unlocking your potential and achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. Number 10, the power of belief in yourself. If you want to change your life, it all begins with one thing: belief in yourself. It might sound simple, but I promise you, belief is the first step to anything you want to achieve. You can have all the strategies, all the skills, and all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're going to struggle to make any progress. Your belief is the foundation of everything you do. It's what will carry you through the tough times, help you overcome obstacles, and keep you moving forward when things get hard. The truth is, the world will try to knock you down. People will tell you it can't be done. Life will throw challenges at you, and it will be easy to doubt yourself. But here's the thing: if you believe in yourself, no one else's opinions matter. When you believe in your own abilities, you become unstoppable. Belief gives you the strength to push through the toughest moments. It gives you the confidence to take action, even when you're unsure of the outcome. Without belief in yourself, you'll always be holding back, unsure of what you're capable of. Think about the times when you've succeeded in the past. Whether it was a small achievement or something bigger, there was a moment when you believed it was possible. That belief is what fueled you to take action. When you doubt yourself, you hesitate, and hesitation kills progress. Belief, on the other hand, moves you into action. It's the driving force behind every step forward. But here's the catch: belief doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's something you have to build and nurture. It comes from the way you talk to yourself, the way you think, and the way you handle failure. Too many people let their mistakes define them. But it's not the failure that matters, it's how you respond to it. Every time you fall, you get back up. And each time you do, your belief in yourself grows stronger. You begin to see that you're capable of overcoming anything. The more you prove to yourself that you can keep going, the more belief you build. Your mind is incredibly powerful, and what you believe becomes your reality. If you believe you can succeed, you will take the actions necessary to make it happen. If you believe you can't, you'll find reasons to quit or stay stuck. Your belief shapes your reality. That's why it's so important to protect your belief and feed it with positive thoughts. The more you feed it, the more it grows. The more it grows, the more confident you become in your abilities. One of the biggest obstacles people face is their own self-doubt. You've probably been there before. You start something new, and then the negative thoughts start creeping in. Am I good enough? What if I fail? What if people judge me? These thoughts are normal, but they don't have to control you. Instead of letting doubt take over, challenge it. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? What can I learn from this? What's the next step I can take to keep moving forward? When you start questioning your doubt, you'll find that it has no power over you. Belief in yourself isn't about being perfect, it's about trusting that you have the ability to figure things out, no matter what comes your way. A lot of people let fear hold them back. They're afraid of what could go wrong, and so they don't take action. But the truth is, fear is a natural part of growth. Every time you do something new, there's going to be a little fear involved. The key is not to let that fear stop you. Instead of thinking about all the things that could go wrong, start focusing on the things that could go right. Shift your mindset. Start telling yourself, I can handle this. I am capable of doing hard things. The more you believe that, the easier it will be to take action in the face of fear. Belief also means having a vision for your life. When you believe in yourself, you can see the bigger picture. You know where you're headed, and you trust that the steps you're taking now are leading you to that place. This is why having a clear vision is so important. It gives you direction, and it keeps you motivated when things get tough. Belief fuels the vision, and the vision fuels the belief. They work together to keep you moving forward. Another important part of belief is surrounding yourself with people who believe in you. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your belief in yourself. If you're constantly around people who doubt you or tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, it's going to be hard to maintain belief in yourself. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage you to go after your goals, your belief in yourself will grow even stronger. You become the average of the people you spend the most time with, so make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, not bring you down. And let's not forget about taking action. Belief is important, but it's not enough on its own. You've got to back up your belief with action. When you truly believe in yourself, you take the steps necessary to make things happen. You don't wait for the perfect moment, because you know there's no such thing. You take action in spite of the fear, the doubt, and the obstacles. You trust that the action you take will lead you in the right direction, and that's what makes the difference. No one has achieved anything significant without belief in themselves. Whether it's starting a business, learning a new skill, or achieving a personal goal, the first step is always belief. Without it, you'll never take the necessary action. But with it, you can accomplish anything. And the best part is, belief isn't something that only a few people are born with, it's something anyone can cultivate. It's within you right now. You just have to recognize it, nurture it, and let it guide you. So from this moment on, start believing in yourself. Stop waiting for someone else to give you permission. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You have everything you need to succeed, and it all starts with believing in yourself. The sooner you make that decision, the sooner you'll start seeing the results you want. Trust in your abilities, take action, and don't let anything stop you. Because when you believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't do.